coaching live.
Yes, and we are very excited because we started filming for our coaching movie this week, and yeah, we would like to inspire 1 million lives with this movie.
It will be a very exciting episode, and let's have a look what you can discover in this 45 minutes. In this episode, we'll be following Betsy Chassie, our director of the coaching movie, in a cab in New York. If you want to grow your business, you have to listen to Mark Thompson, who's the coach of Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, and the billionaires in this world. And we will be also speaking with Carol Look. She's the executive producer of the coaching movie, and you can call in and be coached by her. And last but not least, you'll discover also who will be the coaching client for the business side. And I'm very curious who that coaching client will be as well, because it looks really very promising on this side. Yeah. Let's have a look at a few behind the scenes.
And you didn't mention a surprise also. We will have a surprise for you as well.
Exactly, we have a surprise guest also. Let's first have a look how Betsy Chassie gives instructions to the taxi driver in New York. She's filming there at this moment right now. And you'll have a peek behind the scenes of the making of the coaching movie. Let's have a look there.
Okay, so here's what I need to do tomorrow. I'm filming a little documentary. And so tomorrow I want to film my the person that I'm filming. Her name is Precious, and she lives in Brooklyn. Precious, right? And I want to film her coming out of her apartment and getting into a taxi cab and driving away. Would you be into letting me do that with you?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
Right.
So it'll be around 11 o'clock. And I'll pay the fare for you to come to Brooklyn, and I'll pay you a little extra cash, and then I'll pay the fare for you to drive out of Brooklyn. There we go. This is Dummy editing in the cab as we drive, and there's our PAK. I don't even know if I'm in focus. Tommy works so hard. I make him work every second. I never let him stop. I'm such a slave driver. He doesn't even sleep. We didn't even get him a hotel room.
So this was a glimpse behind the scenes of the making of the coaching.
And we will be there soon as well.
Well, we'll be also filming in Los Angeles and a few other parts as well. Now, we're in good hands with Betsy Chassie because she made over 35 full feature films. She has a film playing right now in theaters, over 150 theaters across the USA. So with this topic of coaching, we expect that it will reach over 1 million people. So let's have a look now at our first guest on the show.
Carol Look.
Yes, and that's our coaching star of today. And let's have a look.
And she's also an executive producer of our movie. So she will be participating in what we are creating, the vision and mission of the movie as well.
Here is a small report from her from New York just before her workshop yesterday.
I coach because I love helping people get unstuck. It's really very inspiring work. And of course, coaching others helps me be on top of my own issues so I don't slide back. I just love helping people get from point A to point B. It's a lot of fun. It's good for me, it's good for them, and I feel very blessed to be able to do it. And now I'm in New York with Betsy and the film crew and helping her navigate New York, and we're having a good time, and I'm so excited. We've started. We've been waiting a long time, and we have started, so let the games begin. I coach because I love helping.
So we have Carol Look right now here live on the line through Skype video in the studio.
You look great. Hello.
How are you guys?
We are fine, and you?
I'm doing well.
So Carol, how can people apply your method, the YES code, to achieve their goals?
Well, what happens is people get stuck. They know they have a goal, and they're often quite clear on what that is, but then there's some baggage and some conflicts on the journey on the way to their goal. So I help them go inside, get their intuition, use their sixth sense and their gut instinct
to be able to get a yes or a no about what their next step needs to be. You know what happens, we all get trapped by thinking we should please other people or do other people's steps or do what other people in our field are doing, and we tend to lose our center. So I help people go inside, find their answer that's just right.
So we understand that the yes code is coming also from your intuition and from your heart.
Yes, it is.
And if they have a difficulty to say yes, what do you do with those clients? Maybe those who are more negative, they say no a lot.
And before you answer the question, Carol, you here at home listening to this show, you can participate in it as well. On the chat window, you can post your questions and we'll be following them, and you can ask also a question to Carol. Carol,
So what with those people who say no a lot?
Well, if they're always saying no, the problem is they're afraid of something. They're afraid of failure, afraid of success. And what I help them do is go inside, again, go use their intuition and make sure it's a real no and not a no based on fear. A real yes isn't based on fear and a real no isn't based on fear. Someone who's that negative is simply afraid. And I help them clear that and move forward, but a small step at a time so they don't get overwhelmed.
And what kind of first steps do you recommend to our listeners if they would like to be more in line with their yes?
What I ask them to do is very simply put their hand on their heart center, right in the middle of their chest, and close your eyes and then go inside to your body. The problem is we're often responding and answering from our left brain, which is brilliant and we need to have our left brain, but that's not where our intuition lies. So I say put your hand on your chest, on your heart center, close your eyes to not get distracted, go inside and ask yourself the questions. Is this next step a yes for me? So you either get a yes or a no or a maybe. And I tell people a maybe is a no for now. If it's a maybe, you can't act on it yet.
And tell me, if you could tell us a secret, what was your decision based to join our coaching movie? If you could tell us more about your yes for the coaching movie.
I got a yes very, very quickly. That was fun. So the invitation came and I was very excited because I thought how honored I would be to be a part of the project, but I still knew I had to go inside and not just act on that excitement, but make sure this is in my best and highest interest. So I did it on myself. I used my hand, went to my heart chakra, got very quiet, closed my eyes, went inside, and I said, is this the best next step for me? So I didn't get seduced by the excitement of the movie, right? And I got a yes immediately. So I wrote back immediately, and that's how I ended up working with you all.
Great, thank you, Carol.
we're looking forward to have you be a part of this film. Now, before we go so far, and we'll be filming you more together in Los Angeles, you can call in, and please, Carol, stay on the line. You can call in and be a part of this show, being a client, and just add coaching movie to your Skype, and we'll be trying to reach you right now. Or you can call us and you will be able to be coached by Carol right now here on the show. If the sound is not so clear on your side, no worries, the recording should be a lot better. So let's have a look if we can connect with somebody who is here online. Let's have a look if we can reach one of the persons or something.
We have 3 candidates, so that's good.
Let's see what
We are
happens.
calling the first one.
Hi, Shell, do you hear us well?
Hello, yes I can. Let me see if I can get rid of the sound on the, I'm going to close it there. Okay, now I'm only hearing you.
Great.
That's because you could be hearing us double. All right, great, perfect. So Carol, over to you. We don't know much about Shell also. Shell, some instructions for you. If you would be able to answer just with 2 or 3 sentences, because this is kind of speed coaching. It's actually not coaching, it's a demonstration of coaching.
Yes, it's a demonstration. So it's more about how you can answer Carol's questions and maybe have a small insight, small inspiration for you that you could take for your life and your business.
Hi, Shell.
Hi, Carol.
Glad to talk to you. So, Shel, very quickly, let's start with what's the conflict? If you already have a goal, what's the conflict or block that you seem to be running into?
Well, there are two. One is that I have been learning to think bigger and looking at going to a more corporate audience with the idea of ending war, poverty, hunger, and catastrophic climate change through the power of the profit motive. And this is new territory for me. I generally work with solopreneurs, very small businesses, 10 employees. So it's a big step, and I don't really know how to position myself. And then the other is that I've had a challenge of translating eyeballs visibility into actual money moving across the trends.
All right. Let's take the money one first, the translation one first, okay? I want you to put your hand on your heart area, and this is just to get us out of the intellectual mode that we're all in all the time. So just put your hand you can put right in the center of your chest, and I want you to go inside. And I believe that there is an answer of a direction that you haven't taken that is going to help make this translation right into the finances that you're saying. That's right? What you want to do?
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to go inside and ask yourself this question: what am I missing?
What am I missing?
What have I not been seeing?
What have I not been seeing?
To translate my skills into more money.
To translate my skills into more money.
And then be very still and quiet and see if you get something.
One thing that's coming up is to speak more and to bigger audiences. I do a fair amount of speaking. And with the new book coming out, I've actually been exploring speaking in a sponsored way so that I can speak with groups where there's no money to pay a speaking fee. Okay. So that sounds like my internal guide there seems to think that's a good direction.
Yes, and was that a surprise to you, or is that just something that's been on the table for a while? That's not a surprise, right?
It's not a surprise. I've actually been, the last couple of weeks, really researching that.
Good. So what you got from inside was information from your heart and your inner guidance that says, yes, this is the right direction to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah,
so
and I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be paired closely with the release of my next book, Guerrilla Marketing to Heal the World, which comes out in March. It'll be my 10th book. And because I've been very good at getting people with some following to pay attention to it and endorse it, I think it might come out of the gate somewhat faster than some of my other books. Jack Canfield and Seth Godin are among the people who've endorsed it, for example.
Awesome, congratulations. So this technique, as simple as it looks and as simple as it sounds, we are all too busy to practice it every day. And this is what's happening. I'm teaching these entrepreneurs to do this for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and get their next yes. And they keep saying, no, but I want to get over here. Don't worry about the goal way over there 6 months from now. What is your step today to focus on?
Yeah, and I actually do consult with that inner guide on a fairly regular basis. And I have found that their batting average is higher than mine.
is pretty high. All right. Patrick, do you want us to ask the second question, or should we move on from talking to Shel?
I think we'll wrap it up here. Shel, thank you very much for joining us for this program and joining us for this speed coaching session. And
actually, it wasn't a speed coaching session; it was a demonstration of the method of Carol Look. But yeah, it was really amazing, and I think that we had a similar case of a very intuitive yes answer some time ago, because first we saw a house of our dreams that we really wanted to move in, and we said yes to the house. And then we had to find the finances for that house, and because we wanted to settle down here, also it occurred to us that we really don't want to travel so much, and we want to have a baby. And it changed completely the way we are working right now, because we had to find different ways and change our businesses around everything to be able to settle down here in beautiful Spain in our house with our baby. And it was a yes answer. It was a very intuitive answer, because it wasn't very rational at that moment, but it was really something changing our life for good, and in a very positive.
The baby changes a lot.
Yeah, but it was the baby was a conscious decision, so it came after the house and settling down. It wasn't, it came from our creative energy, I think, being here and moving to this beautiful house. And we were surprised by this yes, that we don't want to travel anymore with our teaching presentations, and we want to settle down. So it was very interesting.
Awesome. Great. Well, Shell, congratulations, and I think it sure sounds like big things are coming for you, so that's exciting. I look forward to seeing your book.
I think so. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you Skype me your contact information, I'll tell you more about how to do that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great.
Thank you, Shell.
Thank you, Shell. Thank you very much.
And good luck for you.
Thank you to all of you. Dziękuję.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
all the best. So we're looking forward to have you part of this show as well. And if you have some questions for some of our next guests, feel free to post them on the chat window. And yeah, thank you very much, Ray, to share with us the message that one great question can yield worthwhile results in coaching.
And you can also think about your yes and came up with something based on Carol Luke inspiration, and change your life maybe.
Yes, and take that while to put your hand on your heart and ask the same question as Carol did to Shell, and see what answer you get. Now it's time for our next part. It's growing your business, and there is nobody else we can do this better with than with one of the top coaches in the world, because he's the coach of Richard Branson and Steve Jobs and the billionaires out there. He has become a friend of us in the meantime, a dear friend, because we like his energy, and we love just to be with him. It's Mark Thompson, and he's joining us on this show here today.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, Mark, for being able to be here, part of the show. And I have a question for you that is very also important for us. It's about a productive flow. How can people get to a productive flow and grow their business?
The excitement that most people have for their dreams, for their goals, for their career, for perhaps making a difference in the world, all comes down to being able to put together a process so that you can actually achieve those goals and those dreams. And I don't know about you, but sometimes it feels like the world is conspiring to interrupt, distract, to bring you on a left or a right turn, or you'll get feedback from folks about other priorities that are more pressing. And so it ends up being essential for everyone to think about how we can stay on plan, how we can get into that productive flow and not let the natural course of the world and all the obligations that we have, or even our own fears and our own trepidations or our own insecurities about what we may think is possible in our lives, to get in the way. So we have to end up being very intentional and set a process in place and recruit co-conspirators who can actually help us get on with the important work of our lives.
Great. And we are also wondering what steps do our listeners could do to achieve, to get to productive flow? How they can get there?
If you want to change the world, there's probably a lot of steps involved, and that can be overwhelming. And the impact that we want to have, we'd like to have be lasting, and we'd love to also be able to make it outlast ourselves and have a long legacy. So what I like to do is have people think about 3 specific steps that they can take to put that productive flow in place. And it's really most easily understood around first thinking about the purpose of the work. Who are we impacting? Who is the customer in this case, or the cause, or the community that we want to have impact on, and get very clear about what problem we'd like to solve for that community. or that cause or that company. In other words, how are we adding value? How can we be in a place where we understand what success means for that community so that we have our purpose and our mission extremely clear? And that ends up being one of the biggest challenges, I think, for many of us, is to really not only dream about making a change or having an impact or taking a new step in our lives, but actually being very clear about who does that serve that's above and beyond ourselves individually. That's the first step, I think, is to get a context. In a sense, the business people would call this defining the market or defining the customer. So that's the first step. I call these the 3 Ps. That's the first P of purpose. The second is performance. In other words, how are we going to now measure it? It's really hard to manage any process if you don't set some metrics in place, some objective way that allows you to hold yourself accountable, recruit others and have checklists for them, and operationalize this and put the work in place, the mechanism in place, and be able to track the progress. And then third, and this is really the most important, and it ends up being a place where we find our greatest energy and spirit, and that is to think about what are our passion portfolio. What is our portfolio of passions? What are the things, when we look over our performance of the past and the achievements that we've had or the impacts that we've had in the world, what really are those values and passions that have driven us in the past? In other words, can we tap that source of energy, that oracle that we have within ourselves that's sometimes inexplicable? And we have a process that people go through to determine what those passions are, what those values are, so that we can electrify that, we can plug into that energy and apply it to this overall driving purpose and have that translate into the performance and the goals and objectives that we're looking for. So those 3 Ps, I think, are a great start.
Wow, thank you, Mark. You are always an inspiration for us, and I could never have enough to listen to you and your wisdoms. It's wonderful. And we are also wondering about our productive flow. And actually, it's so funny what I realized, that I'm more productive with my baby Thomas, who is 2.5 months, than before, because he's just laying on me and sleeping many hours, and I have my desk in front of me, so I cannot escape from my work, and I'm just continue with working. And it's so funny that because I have my baby Thomas on me, Patrick has our small black cat on his lap, and he also can.
I'm more productive.
Cannot,
with the cat
yes,
also,
exactly.
yes.
He cannot escape his work. I cannot escape my work. So we are really very productive.
Sorry, Mark, you were saying something. We didn't hear you because Kasia went to productive flow with talking.
Yes.
Thank you, and thank you for your leadership. You're making a big difference in the world, and millions of people, I think, will be served by this project. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Thank you. So yes, if you want to get in productive flow, get out there as soon as possible and make sure that you follow the steps that Mark shared with us. And we're doing it as well with a baby
and a cat. And of course, not always with a baby and a cat.
But yeah, you're true actually.
Yes.
I see you busy, and actually, if you can rent a baby,
but not a crying type baby, a quiet, nice baby, smiling baby, a sleeping baby is a good case then.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good tip. When you could imagine that your time of work becomes half, what do you still do and what do you let go of? And maybe you can do it. So and then
yes.
Also.
Actually, sometimes we have too much time, and that's why we are wasting it. We having ineffective calls with people that we don't like, and we don't want to do business with them, or we are searching in internet and it doesn't make sense actually for your business, and that's why it could be good to have a baby or something that's limiting your time, so you have to focus. And then you become more satisfied with what you do.
If you have tips or suggestions for others, what they could do to be more passionate, to be more productive, and to grow their business, feel free to post them on the chat window right now next to this video. the other ones would like to hear it. And it's pretty simple where it is. Just on coachingmovie.com/live, there you can follow the chat feed happening live during this show. Now it's time for
our surprise guest.
Yes. We had Grow Your Business, and now our surprise inspiring guest. It's somebody very dear to our heart as well, somebody very special. Will be, of course, part of the coaching, and that's...
Coaching movie.
Yes, coaching movie. It's Noam Kostucki, who is the fundraising coach of the coaching movie.
And he helped us a lot with funding our movie.
Yes, so let's call him right now to get him here part of this show. And if you have some questions for Noam, then right now is a good moment to post them on the chat window. And we're very curious what you would like to know from a coach who has helped people to raise $100,000, millions actually. And Noam, let's put you up here on the screen. Can you hear us well?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly well. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we hear you well. Perfect.
Should I turn the video on?
If that's possible, if you have a fast enough connection, that would be great.
It should be possible. Please tell me if...
Oh, wow, you're a beautiful surrounding.
Yes, this is my beautiful office.
Where are you in your office? Where is your office?
My office is in Costa Rica. So that's where I do most of my work from, and I do most of my work via Skype, so it means I can work from this beautiful paradise, which helps with taking better decisions.
So Noam, we're very curious, what is the fastest that a client raised money thanks to the coaching that you have done with this client?
Oh, the fastest. Well, normally it takes about 9 to 18 months, depending on how far you are in the preparation, how influent is your network, how much tracking you have, how good you are at pitching and building relations. The fastest I've seen is a client who raised $500,000 within a week of changing their pitch, which in all honesty blew me away. They'd spent 9 months looking for funds, and they kept lining up unsuccessful meetings with investors. And after a 1-hour pitch coaching session, they told me that they finally understood how to talk about what they do. So, in essence, they stopped saying, we're an augmented reality technology company. And they started saying, we bring inanimate objects to life. So in other words, they stopped talking about the technology and they started talking about their passion and about what gets them out of bed in the morning. So as a result, they captured the imagination of the next investor they spoke to. That following week, he was drawn to why they do what they do and wanted to invest right away. So how they do what they do was only a tangible confirmation that they were on the right track. So the little advice for you if you're raising funds is start talking about why you do what you do.
Thank you, Noam. That's indeed very inspiring, and actually we experienced it with you together. You're the fundraising coach of the coaching movie, and actually what helped us, Noam, and we're very grateful to you for that, is we had during 8 weeks, we had every single week about a 30-minute coaching session. First time it was 2 hours, but then 30 minutes. And the difference that made for us and for the movie is huge. We're able to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars more thanks to implementing what was created together in those coaching sessions, thanks also to your channeling what we wanted to create with this mission.
And it was about the plan. I saw Patrick that at the beginning he was a little bit confused how he can do it, and then after a coaching session with Noam, he was like, all right, I have a plan and I know exactly how I can raise this money, how I can talk with investors.
And how exactly this coaching helped me, and maybe you as a listener, maybe this can help you, and if you have a question for Noam to raise funds for your business or to grow your business, you can do it right now in the chat window. What helped me, Noam, one of the many things is that in the beginning I was going after small investors. I had in my mind the belief that I first have to find smaller ones to be able to grow and be able to be confident enough with the plan to go out to bigger ones. But you asked me, why not go after the big ones first? And that make a big shift in the strategy, because actually we found very quickly bigger investors, and the smaller ones was not worth the time and the effort to go after. So this kind of shift happens during coaching sessions.
And this is kind of a mindset shift, because one day you were talking about 10K and another day about 100K. So it was the same energy that he was using for that. So this mindset changed a lot, the way he worked, and he perceived how much money we could get for the movie. So it was wonderful that we had the same results asking for more money than with smaller money. So you just need to change your mindset, and you can achieve what you really want. You can catch big fish instead of a small fish, if you need it.
So Noam, here is a question for you from one of the participants. So we have Carmen from Romania. Right now she's raising funds in order to get her fourth book on alternative therapies published. Do you have any suggestions how she can raise funds for her fourth book?
Do I have any suggestion how she can raise funds? Well, not knowing really where you are in the process, I'll throw a few tips in your direction. One is looking at the crowdfunding platforms like Publishizer. Guy Vincent, the founder, has created a platform to crowdfund specifically for books and authors. So you will get there a whole load of help, and they've got a lot of expertise. And I published my third book with them, and it worked really, really well. So that's one direction you can go. Other little tips is first thinking about your friends and family. People have a tendency when they raise funds to first go out to people they don't know. Well, especially for a project like this that is so personal, that is not a huge investment. It's not a technology company. It's not a company where there's an exit. One of the great places to start is friends and family. The second place to start is to have conversations with people who benefited from your services. So people who've experienced the change that you can create. And to start having one-on-one conversations. So I have a friend in London who raised money for her company, which gives snacks. They've got healthy snacks that you can buy, in big offices. And the way they crowdfunded was by having one-on-one conversations with pretty much everyone they know. So take the time to do that, and that's the one thing that Patrick did extremely well with the fundraising of the coaching movie, is that he had over 1,000 phone conversations, one-on-one conversation. Nothing beats that. Don't believe that you can do everything with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. They're great help, they're great addition, and they will enhance your message when you have these one-on-one conversations to tell people about the benefit they're going to get from investing in your project.
Thank you very much, Noam. We appreciate very much you answering these questions. And it's an honor to have you here, and also have you part of the coaching movie. And we're looking forward to see you on the film set, not in Costa Rica, but in 2 weeks from now in Los Angeles. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a great pleasure. I look forward to joining you in LA and creating extraordinary change in people's lives.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we're back to the studio. Thank you, Noam. Bye-bye, and see you soon.
It's great, to see his lifestyle as well, the tree and everything. I think nature is really important. Also to raise money, to feel happy, and to
be creative with what you do.
Let's talk about how you can apply to your life what Noam has spoke about. How is it applicable to you? And Noam spoke, for example, also about what is your mission and what makes it worthwhile for you to get out of bed. And I'm actually curious, Kasia, what makes you get out of bed? What makes you tick during the day?
Thomas?
That's from since 2 months ago.
Yes, but yeah, actually he's a nice smiling baby normally. Even if he's hungry, he smiles first. So that's good. But actually, I think it's about sharing something with people. I remember it was always when I was a small girl. I didn't like so much my family relationships and so the reality, but I knew in my heart that there's something, some wisdom that I would like to share with people. There's something about being connected. There's something about enjoying their lives. There's something about being happy. And of course you can make money and it could be part of an adventure. This is part of the energy that you are sharing, giving and receiving. But actually the most important is about enjoying your life, being happy and shining with your own wisdom, your own energy. And everybody has their own wisdom. It's like with flowers. Every flower is different. So if you could find this beauty in your message and share with people, this is the most important. And from the moment I was really very small girl, I started sharing my message and inspire other people to grow. Even in the kindergarten, I think that many children were following me because they liked the way I was speaking, you know, and they were more happy with me. And I think that this was my mission, and also to help others to become more enjoying and happy and growing and having a beautiful legacy.
Yes, and let's involve answering my story also with some questions that we have right now online, because you know that you can participate in these episodes of Coaching Live on the chat window. And for example, Adriana asks, do you have any suggestions when getting out there to talk to people trying to find sponsors? And I think it is also what I'm going to say will answer largely also Ray's question. What is one thing that changed for you that made a difference? What really make a big difference for me, our lives, and also for the coaching movie is having very big clarity on the mission. Why you're doing what you're doing and how it benefits the world, how others can benefit and how it changes their lives. And communicate that in just one sentence and communicate it everywhere when you approach sponsors, because this will help people to get on board of your projects and what you do. Also in the morning when I get up, then I just can't wait to inspire the world. It's just some energy inside of me that's burning there with creativity, and I just have this thousands of ideas that I just want to write down, get out there, write the emails, write the plan, and I have something new. I even have dreams about it, how to make things better in the world, and I just love to put it out there. And that's actually the big difference between just making sales and making sales for a higher purpose. Because if you're just looking for sponsors to make money yourself, they won't be so motivated. If you're looking for sponsors that will benefit something bigger, will benefit them and the world, and if you can explain that in just one sentence, I think that
and I think it's important to be honest with yourself. What is your vision and mission and what you really want to achieve? So first comes the honesty, and then you are looking for your own values. What is the value for you? Is it about family? Is it about sharing happiness or love or inspiration? What is your value, and what would you like to do, and how would you like to make the world a better place? It can be something small. It's not always about creating a movie or a book. Maybe you would like to create the most comfortable pair of shoes, and he would like to grow business making shoes, and this is also a wonderful idea. So everything can be of benefit for other people. So if you have this energy, this fire inside, and if you really define what is your vision, what would you like to achieve, so then people would come to you, and when you would talk about it, they will feel energized with what you say, and they will be amazed. And when they are amazed, they feel that they would like to invest in the idea, because they will be also part of it. By investing, they will also help you and the world to become better.
And that's why also the coaching movie is very dear to our heart. We're on a mission to inspire over 1 million lives to be more successful in life and business thanks to coaching. And that's why we're doing all this. Today is Saturday, it's a free day. However, we enjoy being here with you and making meaningful the lives of you and of us at the same time. Now, last but not least, it's time to reveal the business client that will be coached throughout the film. It will be one of the 5 main characters of the whole film, and she will be the main business client that will be coached by all the coaches that you saw in this episode. So she will be coached by Noam, by Carol, by Mark Thompson, and about 5 other coaches that are part of the coaching movie in the business coaching category. Now let's have a look who that is, what she does, and what her business, which is pretty spicy, is about.
Yeah.
When I first started Curvy Girls Lingerie, and I think about this a lot, you know, when you start a company, you always want to seem like you're so much bigger than you are, that you know things are going to come in and you know things are going to be happening. And I had 4 bank accounts in overdraft. I got kicked out of my apartment because I couldn't pay rent and I was unemployed. And I did not know what I was going to do to get started. And I'm looking at what we are today, and you know, when I do home parties, there's usually like 8 people in a room, and the first party we had, you know, people were so afraid, didn't believe in it, people showed up anyway, they bought lingerie, and they were so tickled that a 327-pound woman would actually come up with a lingerie company. And I told them I would be on TV, and I told them I would be on TV in 4 months, and I don't know if I believed that because my company wasn't really real. And then we were on MSNBC, and it became like, no, this is really gonna be my company. So my other family didn't treat me well growing up, and now they're so proud of me. I think success changes how people see you. And the little bit of success that I've had, you know, I can't ask for anything more in this moment. I can't ask for anything more. So let me start breaking this down, because this is about to be a moment here.
So yes, we will have a very special lady who would
like to grow her business
in lingerie.
Yes. And I think that it's easier for me to talk about it than for you, because we are all victims of stereotypes that you have to be very slim to be beautiful. And actually that's not true, because
I actually like how you are.
But come on, I'm fine, no?
I'm joking.
I was pregnant 9 months, but I still look good.
That's what gets me up in the morning.
Yeah, but you know, he loved me when I'm with big belly and everything. So it's not about how you look, it's about what is your fire inside of you. And the beauty shouldn't be defined by magazines also only showing those slim girls, very young girls who are fasting all the time. And life is about enjoying, and we should have beautiful clothes for all shapes and kind of people, and it's really wonderful. I would love also to have some beautiful clothes for pregnant women, because it's not so easy to find. So what she's doing is really amazing.
Yes, and her name is Precious. She'll be the business client coached for a full year by the world's most amazing coaches. And we're looking forward to how that story will unfold and how her business will grow during that year. You'll see it in the coaching movie.
Yeah.
Yes, and you'll be following it probably extracts of it, little snippets, will show to you on this show. On the next show, actually, it will be pretty exciting. We'll be live from Los Angeles, from the film studios there, not anymore our home, and also we'll be having a big film crew around us, and one of the persons that will be the main guest on our next show is Marshall Goldsmith. He's the top executive coach worldwide, nominated by Thinkers 50, and he's amazing. If you're into coaching, you certainly heard of it. If you're not into coaching, you also probably heard of him. So Marshall Goldsmith will be on the show live on Coaching Live.
Yes, and we will probably have a surprise for you as well.
We'll have lots of surprises.
So be attentive and welcome also to be part of the show for the next time. Think about your questions already, and we see you very, very soon.
Yes, if you'd like to stay up to date about the next show, go to coachingmovie.com/live-registration. You see it coming up on the screen right now. Thank you very much for everybody for all the thank yous, and
thank you, and we wish that you were enjoying the program and you have some reflections to think about as well.
So thank you very much, and see you in the next episode of Coaching Live.